Hello, hello, hello. This is Janet from Mixed Media Mama. Let's do this. I am so excited. Day 12. Woo! Yes. Oh, all of you have just been phenomenal in keeping up and inspiring us and each other. Wow, you are rocking this daily December. So we are going to be celebrating Tracie Fox Creative, the daily December Advent tags. And wow, I just can't say enough. Just can't say enough. I will put all the things down in the description box. Many of you know when I print off pages, I always try to print off a fill the page. I always like to have large, medium, small, or large and small. It just gives me more options because I'm a slow crafter and I do not like to have one size fit all. I love differences. I love the creativity process. And so I usually, with this page, I printed it off in large, medium, and small. And the small was really small, like 50% small. And I fussy cutted everything out. So I wanted to say that in front. Here is, when I get inspired, I go all the way. Sometimes it's so hard. Do you find that too? Do you find it so hard to stop because you're so inspired? Also, I use not only my page, but also items from the extra pages. I believe it's extra 1 and extra 2 in the December Daily Christmas Advent Tag Kit. And you can find that on Tracie's Etsy, LoveJunkJournals. So small, medium, and large. Let's start with this envelope. Let's just get right into it. All right, this, I only had one. This envelope, this is a vintage, and it was gifted to me. There's on that, isn't it so pretty? Now, the version that I am going to be making with you today is going to be an option that you do not have to sew. I think that's very important to show you. Even though I do like to sew, you don't have to if you're not one of those. That's okay. So this envelope obviously is much larger than the one that I have. This is just from a Hobby Lobby. It is a regular craft envelope. And so I also had some Christmas music, and it was printed smaller. If you don't have, use what you have. Use what you have. But the first thing I wanted to duplicate was this all around. I'm going to move this over here. This little over here on the side. So what I did, I'm going to flip it over here. What I did is that I took washi tape. I have many washi tapes, but I had some washi tape here. This one right here, the solid red one, is from 49th and Market, and this one I believe is from Tim Holtz. Use what you have. Don't have washi tape, then use ink or paint around and just edge it or splatter. Do whatever you have. Do your version of it. So, but the thing about washi tape, this is about, I'd say a short half of an inch, a good fourth, short half. And I just put a bead of glue here, put it on, folded it over, and then put a bead of glue and then flipped the washi tape down. Washi tape has low tack, so you probably need a little bit of glue of some sort. And I did the same with the striped. So I did that all the way around on both sides. And of course you can see I did that. I did just a notch here just so that people can know that I have a tuck pocket. You don't have to do that or not. I wanted to kind of duplicate or make things similar to here. So I just took a stamp from my own stash, glued that on, drew a couple of lines, very sloppy, scribbling, you know, Holiday Lane, or I think it's Candy Lane, North Pole World, you know, whatever. Stamped couple of stamps of the postcards, circles. Worked. It worked. Then I took that music paper, of course, it's inked. And that's what I did ahead of time. You don't need to see me ink. You know how people ink. And of course, this is the tag from one of those extra pages. Put it right there. That is it. Use the whole tag. We're going to flip that over. Flip this over. Now the back, I used the other half of that page. And I enlarged the Christmas tree, and instead of using fabric, which I had in my stash on this one, and sewed it, I just took some red thread and wrapped it around and just washi taped it, just secured it on the back. And then I did have some fabrics. I'm going to push this up. I did have some fabrics here, just some extra. Now, if you don't want to sew, then that's fine. Put some extra washi tape down and just layer the washi tape, or do a slab of paint here, or whatever you have, do. But that's what I had. And then here is a word flashcard from Tracie's kit, Christmas flashcard, and I really shrunk it down. Now in her kit, she does have the smaller versions of this, but I wanted it to be even smaller, so I shrunk it down even more and added a little thing, and there you go. Similar but different. All right, let's go on. The next one, which is this. You can see that I embossed it into the embossing folder, and this is the embossing folder that I have. Oh, there we go. That works better. I believe this is an older embossing folder. I do know Tim Holtz Sizzix has new versions of that, so if you have a new one, use what you have. Use what you have. And if it's not holiday, that's fine. You don't need to have a holiday. In one of these tags, you'll see. So here's the tip. I usually always print everything on copy paper, and I knew this embossing folder, I really wanted to have a raised feel and look to it. So what I did is that and my page fell down, but anyway, you'll get the gist of it. I put a shim through here. I just put another piece of paper in here to make it a 3-ply, because this was, you know, I just folded that. Put another piece of paper in there, the same size, and then I glued it all 3 pieces together, and then I put it through my embossing folder and ran it through my die cut, or Sizzix, Big Shot. Brain is faster than the mouth. So that is what I did. So let's just go ahead and go. And of course, I inked, sewed, because that's what I do. Then these were on the extra pages, extra 1 and extra 2. And then of course I wanted to get some really extra texture. I had this beautiful, beautiful remnant. Really, I think this is the last of it. Of this, I love that. If you don't, that's too much for you, you use what you have. And I just shrunk the wreath that was on my page, page 12, down to about 50%. And I cut it out, inked it, and glued it on here. And then, of course, the button, same thing. And then, of course, this joy was on my page too. And you can kind of tell that it is embossed. So what I did, I shrunk all of these down to about 50%. I embossed them with Seth Apters beeswax, vintage beeswax, or you can basically use a clear embossing powder. Put thread through the buttons and glued them right there. But I also I didn't want the joy to get lost in the button because it was sort of the same color scheme. So let's flip it. Oh, I like this side better. I just wanted a little visual texture. So that's what I would probably do. Nope. There you go. That is the large card. The next one is really, really easy, but very inspired by Corey. Hi, Corey. Because she is the collage and cluster queen. Oh. And so what I started out with, a medium size tag. I did not put a third sheet in here because I was not putting them in, putting this one in an embossing folder. But I did use a piece of that to tie it in with the other music paper. Put that one there. This is an image, a shrunken image from one of the extra. And of course, also is this, and then that. But I do love to use Tracie's labels. Who doesn't? And you cannot get enough of Tracie's labels. So, love it. I just took a label that would go with the color scheme, as you can see. And this one I wanted to really, and I stamped. Sometimes I do that. I take some of her more muted labels and I stamp on them, and it really gives it a little pop. I don't do it a lot of them because she rocks in the labels, but I do if there is a little area, and that's what I did here. I'll just show you. I had some numbers and a postage, so that's what I do. When I print the labels off in the sheets, before I fussy cut them out, I just start stamping. Now here is just a button, and this is one of her, I believe this is from her freebie in the Foxy Crafters. She has all kinds of freebies. Please join, subscribe to her newsletter, Foxy Rag. And this is in her Facebook. The 'Tis the Season is a freebie, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gents. Oh, and that just goes right there. If I don't keep knocking things off. And of course, then the Let It Snow. Very easy. Very easy. All right, the very last one, this is where the last embossing folder comes in. And this is a non-Christmas embossing folder. I believe this is one of Tim Holtz's newest one. You can see the number there. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to show you that this really is a universal type of folder. I love the plaid. And there again, I did put a third piece of paper within here before I glued it all together and put it into the embossing folder, and then I sewed around it. But I really wanted to show you how beautiful that is. And it doesn't really have to have, as you can see in here, there is not a lot of that embossing folder. It's just peeking out. But that's okay. I took one of these, and you can kind of see that it's a little bit, but I took one of those, and I know I'm going to cut part of this off, but I still wanted to use it. Now, this is just an old piece of I just kind of did a circle or an oval because I knew part of that was going to be cut off. Now, if you don't have any material or red material, use a marker. You don't even have to put the red on, but it really helps nice to have that red there. Just for effect. And then, of course, this is Tim Holtz, all of the numbers. And then, of course, I embossed the number also. Oh, I had one. I think I knocked it down. But anyway, you can tell. And of course, and then I would just put, or you could actually use the 12 from the kit, but I really liked this. And I know it says 11 there, but I used 12 on this one. There you go. A little different look. I'm going to get a... I like the making. If I can't, I'm gonna make that one just a little smaller than the 12. I like that. This is from his newer, I should say, line of numbers. And let me grab that. One of his dies. There we go. Sorry. It is this set, the Thinlits of the ABCs. Love. I just really printed everything or cut out everything in the dies and put it in a nice little box. And there you go. And it works out really, really well. So thank you very, very, very much. I will put everything below, all the information below, and I wish you all well. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and please tag everybody in the Foxy Crafters who needs to be, and please like and subscribe all to the whole team, and let's just see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.